Yo, I'm joining you from my car again. My son is at a birthday party, and it's far enough away from the house that I decided, hey, I don't want to go all the way home to work on here. Just me. Yeah, I don't want to go all the way home just to turn around and come back. So he's just here for 2 hours, and so I'll just be chilling in the car for 2 hours. Should be a blast. Okay. So where we left off, I just pushed another change and that deployed. So yeah, I just had a couple of fixes, and so let's see if that actually fixed it. So new note from Denver. Woo. Let's close all this stuff out, save, and that kablooied. We got a 500. And yeah, nothing in here, but we've got, oh right, that's right. So that's where we left off, was for some reason we were writing to a non-primary, and so there's something wrong with our logic around whether or not we're primary. So I copied this from my own app. Oh, this is from start. Yeah, so we're in util server. Here we go. Get instance info. So it could be that light fsdir is not correct. That could definitely be the problem. So let's, we can SSH into that and see, or fly SSH console select the Denver region, which is the one I'm hitting. This one here, let's make sure this one was served by Denver. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, echo fly light fsdir. Okay, so that is correct. So if I say fly light fsdir, oh whoops, oh no, come back, never mind. Okay, light fs data dot primary. Okay, it's in there. That's where we're reading this too. Yep, and that's there too. So, huh. So I'm saying if we're on here and the current is, so we should be on fly. I wonder if maybe fly is not defined. Hold on. Yep, that's my mistake. I do that myself on my own system, my own fly, but that is not a global fly variable. So let's see if maybe there is a runtime environment variable that we can use, or I'll just add it myself. Yeah, fly app name is one. We got some headers. Yeah, okay, so we do use it a couple of times. Yeah, I'll just do that. You know what? I actually like that better. So we're gonna put it in here. We are on fly. All right, this should just take a couple minutes. Yeah. So while that magic is happening, I think we could probably go, not here yet. Oh yeah, here, let's get the new. Sometimes when the bot creates a new message and then a thread on that message, Discord doesn't recognize that. Also, internet connection may not be great. This is why I do a local recording. So I hope the live stream is okay-ish. We're dropping a lot of frames apparently. I've never looked at that, so I don't know how normal that is, but that seems bad. And yeah, really low internet speed. So, yeah, this live stream may not be awesome. Yeesh. Maybe I'd like tape my phone to the ceiling or to the roof of the car or something. I got full bars. I don't know what that's all about. Hold on a second. Yeah, really low internet speed. So, I was trying to connect to Marriott Bonvoy guest. Yeah, this live stream may not be awesome. You know what I can do though? We could probably make this better by just plugging my phone in directly to my laptop. Let's try that. We're gonna be here a while anyway. Phone to the ceiling or to the roof of the car or something. I got full bars. I don't know what that's all about. Stick this over here. So, beep. Trying to connect to Marriott Bonvoy guest. Hopefully this doesn't disconnect me. You know what I can do though for a moment while we switch. We could probably make this better by just plugging my phone in directly to my laptop. Yeah, USB tethering is on. We're gonna be here a while anyway. Phone to the ceiling or to the roof of the car or something. I got full bars. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, cool. So, beep. Trying to connect. So now, hopefully this doesn't. Well, that looks like that's probably okay. For a moment while we switch. The live is okay. Oh, good. Why am I coding in my car? Scroll back. I explained it at the start. Okay. Yeah. Things do seem to be a little bit better when we're plugged in, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so with that, probably passed some of the time. Here, I got to look at something here really quick. 1 second. There we go. Let me just pull something up. And yeah, that is sweet. Yeah, I'll have to look at that later. Okay. There we go. Oh, something happened here. The health check failed. Yep, because I do head requests. My goodness, silly me. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Where am I? Or request method head. Head requests, okay. In case you don't know, head requests are basically GET requests that where the body is ignored, and so that request is like, hey, I just want to get all the headers. I think that's probably why it's called a head request. Just show me the headers that you're going to send back, because I don't care about the body, and so it's just like a little optimization that you can do, where you say like, don't bother sending the body, I'm not gonna pay attention to it anyway, I just want the headers. And yeah, I do that for my health check. I say as long as the status is 200, then we're good. I don't care what the contents are, I just want to make sure that we can actually hit it. So, oh, and there was, I think, a new Docker file change. So hub.docker fly tag, Yeah, an hour ago. So we're gonna grab that. Living on the edge right here, folks. Update to latest LightFS. And we're going to, yeah, that failed. But we've already pushed another one, so I don't want to cancel the one that's in progress. So I wanted to look at Superfly LightFS issues and closed. Yeah, that's what, so it's this one. Yeah, that's probably the only fix that I'm getting out of this, is the ability to do that. Just a bunch of magic Go stuff. Okay, neat. Yep, we are deploying now. Hooray! Oh yeah, the other thing I was gonna do, no, where's Superfly? There we go. This one is closed for sure. Yeah. Candidate, it's primary region. Yeah, so we're gonna be explicit about our primary region. How expressive can I be in this YAML file? How probably wouldn't be triple equal. Okay. Docker file set env based on other env. I think actually a conditional set. Whoa. Seems way more complicated than I want it to be. know. We'll work that out later. For now, I have to do make the region the primary. Okay, cool. So finally, we can look at this. We are not in the hitting the primary instance. We say new note from secondary. This is a new note from the secondary. And now I'm gonna clear all this out. Hit save. Rats. That did not work. Okay, so I mean it did create, which is nice, and that came from India, which is currently the primary. You can tell that by seeing the instance and primary instance are the same. And then here we did a get from the non-primary instance in Denver, and we should not have done that. So this should have set the cookie. It's interesting, all of these requests are setting the cookie. Or the responses for these requests. They're all setting the cookie. Hold on a second. That cookie, oh yeah, it is a double underscore. Okay, so this is the cookie I sent. Oops. Versus the cookie that they are setting. Yeah, the cookie that's being set is very different. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's encoded. That's as far as their similarities go, and then from there on it's different. So we are setting a new value for the cookie. So my question is, what about once that is set, is this a different value from the cookie I sent? It does appear to be. Oh, but these were all sent at the same time, so that's why they all have set cookie. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here, let's look at our logs. So here's the post, yeah, instance. It's not primary. Primary is that, sending a fly replay response. Then Denver says the post is done because it sends the replay. Then India says the post is done because it actually did the work. And then the UI makes a get to Denver, and Denver's like, all right, I handled it, but it's not supposed to handle it. And that's the trick. That is what we are missing right now. Whoops. So we get into here, we get the session. And this is happening as a handle data request, so that should be handled. Here, it is a get, so we get in here. It should have a session transaction ID. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to add a silly amount of logs. Okay. We are on fly getting session. Here, let's actually handle T, yeah, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Oops. Okay. That's what's being set. Post request sent to non-primary instance. That should not happen. Well, let's see. Yeah, yeah, that can happen, but then it'll get replayed. If response, or let's see, request headers. I don't know if I have access to the fly replay header, so this is probably fine. But we're gonna log in anyway. Okay, current is primary. Setting TXID. Okay. Hold on a second here. We need to do this differently. No, that's fine actually, that'll work. Okay, but we'll log that just in case. Unexpected. Here, let's clean this up a bit too. I think I messed something up. Okay, cool. I think this should go right here. I think that should work. Might regret that decision, but pretty sure that should work. That's stupid. Yeah, it's fine. I just don't like these two things needing to be the same and not like having a reference. I want to put that in a file name, but what else am I going to call it? I'm not going to call it anything else. It's fine. Let's move on. Let's focus. So read SQLite DB post file. Okay, and then comparing those two. Local behind session T8. Yep. And then this Sweet. Okay, so in this case, yeah, we'll skip over that. I'll skip through that. Yep, that'll all work. All right. Let's log. See, because I do single quotes for my commits, I sometimes don't do apostrophes. That's probably not the best. Okay, I'm going to set this over for just a second while I take off my jacket because it's kind of warm. So we're going to take a quick break. And we're back. Okay. Build is done. This is one of the nice things about having a smaller project that I can play around in, is that it just means that it's much easier for me to iterate on things that require deploying to production to test. Here we go. Should be getting some logs here now. There we go. If I delete this one, here, is it already done? Not sure where I hit. Okay, here we go. I think it actually worked. But we're still kind of in the process of... Oh, come on, wake up. Okay, almost up. MAA is still old version. That's why it's starting right now. Yeah, session. So when it says session TX ID undefined, then it just skips the whole thing, so we don't need to worry about those. Yeah, request method head, that's our health check. Happens every like 3 or 4 seconds, I think, or maybe 5 seconds. In each region. Alright, cool. It's up and running. So we can go here. Let's check what we got. Yeah, still India is our primary. Yep, okay, cool. Deployment completed successfully. Good. So clear this, or let's make a new note. Clear this out. Hooray! This works now. Hopefully. I'm being optimistic. Stick this right there just so we know. Boom. Okay. Did not work. This came from Denver, as it should. Just didn't wait or replay. So actually it shouldn't. It should come from India. So coming back up here. Not the primary. So it replayed. And that's what this bit was. That's the finish of the primary. And now the primary is handling it. Current is primary. Setting TXID to UTF-8. Oh, brother. Because the comma operator. That's why it looks so funny. For goodness sake. This is why I say Prettier is a static testing tool. If your code looks funny, it's probably because your code isn't doing what you think it's doing. Here, and actually we do this in 2 places. So let's have a get TXID. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. Read the file and use it, bro. So we never set the transaction ID. This we do set that property in the session, but we set it to UTF-8 instead of the actual transaction ID. And so when it comes around to parse int, the local number ends up being, actually I wonder if we can see that in the logs. Yeah, there it is, UTF-8. And local TXID is ahead of the session TXID. So interesting. So parse int of UTF-8 16 is going to be nan. And I guess that we have like 10. Yeah, 10 is not greater than or less than or equal to. Yeah, there's like anything compared to nan is going to be false. So we end up with local being ahead. So we're like, oh, okay, so you're good. We don't need to replay this, and we'll just delete it. And that is what we observed. Whoops. So this time it should hopefully work. Delete. Delete. Yep. Should be seeing some shutdowns here in a moment. I just realized I don't have water. That's going to be a problem at some point. Pennsylvania 65000. Is that kind of quiet? Yeah, that's kind of quiet. Sorry. Let me bump that all the way up. There we go. Huh. Yeah, I wonder why that, why I'd set that to be so quiet. Computer sounds could probably be a little louder too. Yo, what up, Andre? Okay, determining the primary. LightFS mounted. Listening. Waiting. Cannot. No primary. Node.primary found. Primary lease acquired. Connected to cluster and ready. Starting subprocess. Waiting for signal or subprocess exit. No primary found. Using current instance. That's MAA. Current instance deploying migrations, and the migrations worked. So we are indeed the primary, at least for now. Okay. Your break is coming up. Begin. My break is coming out. I just barely finished waiting for this thing. Give me like one more minute. That's all I need, just to see if it works. Alright, deployed successfully. So, let's just see. This is our region. Our instance is different, so we're not in the primary region. So I make a new note. This is new. And it works, question mark. Excited question. Cautiously optimistic, and it totally works. So let me show you what happened. We made a request to Denver, the non-primary, and it's like, your break is coming up. Here, give me one more minute just to explain what happened. Come on. 2 more minutes. I'll fix that. Yeah, so it hit Denver, and Denver's like, whoa, you can't do mutations here, so I'm going to send you over to India. We can actually see that. If we go up, where's that post? Where's the post? Post. Post. All right. Oh, whoops. There we go. So the post happened. Post request sent to non-primary instance. That is, yep, that's what happens. And then that post request finishes because it sent a replay. So it replayed. That post finished in there, and then as part of wrapping that request up, oh yeah, so then that finished, and then that came into MAA as a post request. Here we say I'm the primary. It's a method post. So since I'm the primary, I'm going to set your transaction ID. And then it just occurred to me that, like, yeah, that's fine. We'll test something out later. But yeah, so then the post in the primary finishes, and then the app says, hey, I need to go revalidate. So that's a GET request. We say, oh, okay, so let me get your transaction ID. This is another one. We do 3 requests at the same time. Comparing the two, and we're behind. Local is behind, redirecting you to primary. So all of these got redirected to primary. That's where these finished. And then in MAA, they finished over there.
Sweet work. Now enjoy a break.
And so as far as the user's concerned, they saw all of this data coming from the primary. See that? Fly instance and primary instance is the same. But then if I navigate over here, that cookie's gone. And so I got it from my instance. It's pretty good. An alternative here is just to wait and like pull the transaction ID and wait for it to update. And that would mean that the primary instance doesn't have to work as hard. So I might explore that after the break, but we're going to take the break now. And I'm going to set it to 5. All right, see you after 5 minutes. All right, we are back. And Andre is asking why I'm in my car. So at the beginning, if you scroll back to the beginning of the video, you'll find the answer. But I'll just tell you. My son is at a birthday party, and I dropped him off, and it's far enough away from home that I didn't want to have to go all the way back home, and then all the way back to get him, and all the way back home again. So I decided I'd just bring my laptop and work. And so as far as where the conf videos go, I'm assuming you're talking about Remix Conf EU. I think, yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna go onto YouTube eventually, maybe. Probably talks about it a little on the website, but I think if you want to get the videos sooner, then you buy a ticket to the conference. So it's gonna be sweet. They're like, I think there are probably 7,000 attendees by now. So, I mean, it is remote, but yeah, it's still pretty awesome. Okay, cool. So, I'm just thinking about maybe there's a better way to do this that it doesn't involve requiring the primary to do so much work, because this pretty much means every time there's a mutation, the primary has to do all of this work. So here, let's try this again. Note 2, hello. And then, like, also these are going to take, extra long because they have to go all the way to the primary. Of course, all of this is taking extra long because they're all going to the primary. Which is like, so it's not instant, but it could be worse. So what we could do instead is just check on the keep track of what is in the pose file and keep that up to date. So then it's just the individual regions that are having to wait. The primary is still going to deal with all mutations, but individual regions will have to wait for transactions to complete. And we could make that work the same way it's working now. It's just that instead of here, let's get rid of all these logs now that it works. Wonder if I can do this. How well that'll work. Yeah, sweet. Oh man, yeah, it's not gonna work. Maybe that'll work. We got some semicolons that'll get cleaned up. Nice. Yeah, get rid of empty stuff. And so setting the transaction ID, that's all of that is correct. It's just what happens here. And this is the only piece that would need to change. And what basically, yeah, okay, so the problem is that by the time, with the way that Remix works now, these functions are called after loaders and everything are called. So by the time we show up here, it's like, well, the data that I'm holding in my loader is old. Now I know. I already got it. I know that it's old. So we're going to kick this over to the primary. And that just makes the primary do extra work. So if we wanted to just leave it here, I mean, we could just say, we just replay it on ourselves again. So like that's a thing we could do. but that would be dumb. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, the real solution would be to have a middleware thing that shows up before you even get to your Remix app that says, hey, you're about to talk to me, but do I have stale data for you? Like for everybody else, it's fine if they're, sorry, it's just kind of bright. So for everybody else, it's fine if they have like slightly stale data, but you just mutated something and you're going to expect that mutation to be what you're looking at. So I think it makes sense to make your data request wait. So what I'm going to do, we're going to say to do change this to all this logic to use the middleware feature instead, so we can just wait for the local TX number to catch up. Yeah, that's what we have in our notes. That's what we're gonna do here. So, and I'm thinking instead of waiting, we could probably use Chokadar, just like, I don't know, maybe something like that. But for now, this is actually a pretty decent solution. It just comes with the trade-off of the primary doing a little extra work whenever somebody makes a mutation. A little extra work. Because they're definitely going to do all the work for mutations, but now it's also doing work for getting the data after a mutation for a user. So yeah, and that's fine. It just occurred to me, so I think that current is primary. We're unsetting this, but we don't want to unset that until we know that the session number is less than the local. So yep, we're gonna say, yeah, we're not going to unset it in that case. Because what can happen is, let's say we replay these over on the primary, and the primary is like, okay, cool, here's your data, and then it comes back to the client and it's like, oh, I need to revalidate something else, and maybe the transaction just was really slow or something to copy, and so then the client goes to the non-primary, but it doesn't have a cookie anymore. And so it's not going to get replayed properly, so you get old stuff. But eventually, hopefully the local catches up. Yeah. Eventually the local should catch up. And at that point you get set. Yep. So we're going to do it that way. Okay, cool. So let's see. How am I gonna reproduce this? Yeah, I can reproduce this on KCD staging, I believe. So let's look at this. So I am not hitting the primary, and so if I go to here and I change this, then that does not update, because these, this one in particular, are hitting the non-primary, and that doesn't have the most up-to-date data. So refresh, and it is correct. Now, yeah, actually you can't observe that because the text already has the latest data is not a controlled input. But we can take a look at, yeah, that's right, it's going to come from the user. Looks like that time it was actually okay. Let's try this once more. Yeah, it looks like this is actually working, even though it shouldn't be. Well, I mean, it can. It just depends on how fast propagation is all. And it looks like propagation just happens to be fast enough. This post request seems to take quite a while, probably to come back all the way from India or something. So, yeah, I can't reproduce it in a way that is visible, but we can definitely make sure that the behavior is correct. And on my site, I think I can,
10 minutes remaining.
because it's all Express, so I can do the middleware thing, and I think that's what I want to do. Here, we're doing something else. This is transactional consistency. Also, what the heck? Oh, that's a search. Also, that white. Oh, it's because it's binding me to the bottom or something. I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Stick that up there. We're gonna give this an hour. That's how long before my son's done with his thing. Okay, so only unset the TXID when we are sure it is latest. You know what? We should probably check it from the session as well. Oh, right. Okay. If we have a session, okay, hold on. So no, we don't need to worry about this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good. Okay. Bit of cleanup. Okay, bringing this concept over to KCD. It's going to be a little different because we actually do have a Express server. We're going to stick this in Fly. And here we can say, here actually let's do all this stuff that I was doing in the other place. So Docker file we're gonna get rid of this from the fly tomol. In fact, all the fly stuff. This should go. Ban that too. The port probably can stay. I think. Port. Yeah. What the devil? Who did that? No thanks. Oh, that's weird. Oh, yeah, all that stuff is in there. Get rid of this nonsense. We don't need that. Stick it all right there. Okay, so fly, light FS, that, and okay, cool. There we go. Do. Okay, and this can also be, what did I do? This. We're gonna do this also. Alright, and stick that in primary. There we go. Go on, you got suggestions. I know you do. We're bringing it into ourselves. Great, that's nice. At least. Okay. I'm just looking at this again. Remove this when we support writing and replica instances. For the cache admin, we're going to need this to not replay forever. So we're not going to ever remove this. Because, yeah, we just need to make sure that never replays. Okay. So now with that set up, yeah, this cache thing is so rad. Now we go. Sorry. Thank you. Let's see what that was all about. Yeah, we're gonna leave that in there. And I'm guessing you were talking about this one. No, they do not do that. Well, we're not gonna do it either, because that's weird. I'm guessing that was part of the auto format process. Okay, anyway, let's see. So in Kitsy in here, we're gonna have a middleware that does basically what this was doing. Handle TXID. We'll stick all this right here. This is complaining. Max depth. Alright, you're right. We could probably simplify this. Reduce the depth. That's always nice. What are you complaining about? Oh, that's not. Yeah, because in here I decided to do read file sync, which I think is fine. Yeah, here's the tricky bit, the session. So I was just setting it in the session. Maybe I just make a different cookie. Let's see what the simple express JS cookie management solution looks like. The thing is that I don't have a good way currently to share code between this server and so like the outside of Remix server and the inside of Remix part of the server. Yeah, I don't have a good way to do that right now. Monorepo, yada yada, but no, I don't have that right now. So I could probably just use cookie myself. That's the same person. Yeah, what the heck, let's try it. So this is going to get, this is going to be one of these. Let's see. TX, there, we'll call this TXID middleware. I never know how to do that. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Rec res next. Okay. And I think I've already got this set up with the Express. No, I think I don't. I'm gonna need Express async middleware. I can't remember what it's called. There's like a simple there it is. Nope, that's not it. Nope. What is it called? You literally just import this thing. Async errors. There it is. So you require the thing and boom, all of a sudden you can use async await in your Express middleware. Clearly haven't used it in a little bit. Okay, cool. So now cookie equals rec. Let's see, where's the headers cookie? Parse. Yep. Okay. Okay, so the last piece here for this middleware is to make this wait until transaction ID is ready. Okay, I think what we're gonna do try that. It's not quite what I want. We're gonna try 3 times. What are you complaining about? Too deep. Good grief. Okay. Wait for up to date txid. It's kind of like this. I'm going to stick all this in there actually. I think we need to Okay. All right, a lot of cleanup needs to happen. Okay, we'll get the transaction ID. If there's not one, then we'll just return. Otherwise, we'll check that. And if the local is less than the what's in the session, then we're going to continue to wait, and we'll increase our attempt. Otherwise, we'll break. Okay. Let's stick that down here. Okay. We're not going to wait quite that long. We'll do 30 milliseconds. Let's see. Kind of feel like we should wait longer and then shorter periods. So how would you do that? I mean, we could start at 3 and go backwards, but that doesn't read clearly with the attempt. So it would be like it feels like it should be so simple.
Your break is coming up. Begin to count.
Maybe that's what I need. I need a break. So on attempt 1, we want to do 3 times 50. Attempt 2, it's 2 times 50. Attempt 3, it's 1 times 50. So why is that hard for me to figure out right now?
Sweet work. Now enjoy a break. Take a moment to focus your eyes on the distance away from your screen.
Oh, that's not going to be it. All right, I'm going to take a break. We're close, but yeah, let's take a break. Attempts remaining. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah. See you in a bit. Okay, I realized a good way to do this is just math dot absolute value. So on attempt 1, we'll say -3. And then on attempt 3, it'll be 0. Maybe we'll say +1. So on attempt 1, it'll be 1. 1 times the 50 milliseconds, then it'll be... Oh, that's interesting. No, that's not going to work. Oh, yeah, okay, so we'll just do +1 at the end of all that. So on attempt 1, we'll do 3 times 50, attempt 2, 2 times 50, attempt 3, 3 times 50. Okay, and const max attempts will be 3. Probably the better way to do this is to use Chukadar to watch that file, but I have a feeling that might not work super
You're now
well.
halfway through your allocated time.
Because LightFS does some weird things, so we'll just stick with this. So we'll say math.absolute value of the attempt minus the max attempts plus 1 times 50. Yep. Here we go. Slowly decrease the amount of time we wait. Okay, so kind of feel like we should do this whether it's a get or a head. Or like any type of request, we should always do this. Because if you're making a post, like maybe the process of that post is going to like increment to some value, something. So we should probably be only updating, but we only update in the primary anyway. So yeah, all posts, this middleware ensures that all posts go to the primary. So if we have a transaction ID and we're not in the primary, wait for up-to-date transaction ID, and then we'll say the response should have a set cookie that deletes the transaction ID. It's a post, the current is primary. We're going to set the transaction ID. Yeah, okay. I think this will work. This is why we have a staging environment. Okay. This should come after static. Maybe it should come after our logs too. Okay, let's add some docs here. This middleware ensures that the user only continues if they, 1, do not have a TXID cookie, 2, have a TXID cookie. Yeah, that is up to date, I guess. Or are running in primary 3. Yep. Or no, the local TXID is equal or greater than the TXID in the cookie. It's also responsible for setting the TXID cookie on post requests. I'm not going to do that. Okay, cool. Well, this only applies on fly. Handle transactional consistency. Oh, hold on a second. We're going to say return. Return get fly response. Where's the fly response? Replay. Whether the TXID, or whether it's safe to continue, or the request should be replayed on the primary. True if it's safe to continue. False If the request should replay not primary.